Hello, Viva Musical fans. Season's greetings from Ireland. I wanted to start this video blog installment off by... sorry, I have a load of notes written here which kind of helped me to talk out loud. I mean, what I wanted to talk about was... well, to start off, how strange it is to talk to a video in a room on your own, let alone about anything in particular, but particularly what I want to talk about. It's a strange experience, and I wanted to start off by saying, which was something that I kind of was approaching this whole thing with a little bit of trepidation, that this is not a lecture. It's not a very clearly formed talk on exactly what's happening in the piece and how it's happening, because if truth be told, I haven't started in earnest yet. The actual notes on page part of the process. But this is more a chance for me to sort of verbalise some thoughts about what this piece might be. And I wanted to apologise for not having been in touch for quite a long time. I was preoccupied with writing some music, amongst other things, and sort of more pertinently, and I suppose linking back into what I just said, this piece has proven to be a bit difficult, more difficult than I thought. Well, I knew it would be it was a big challenge, but it's proving quite tough. Mostly, and the biggest problem at the moment is finding a text. I wanted to talk a little bit about what I had said in the previous video blog installment. Is that what you call it? A video blog installment? We'll call it video blog installment number 1. And actually there was a question from the first one which sort of ties in quite nicely, and I wanted to talk about where I said in the first video installment that where I talked about the material that I was trying to find, and the type of material that I was trying to find in terms of its flexibility, to fulfill some of the kind of structural ideas that I had in mind about this piece, and I still do have in mind. I remember I talked about tempo, well, what's in some places called tempo labyrinth, sort of, which is a kind of relationships between different tempi and different pulses that you can sort of musically help link passages together, so that the tempo changes, it goes from slow to fast, but it doesn't really smooth transition, or maybe not so smooth transition, depending on what you want to do. But it's basically a lining out of tempo relations that was to help me sort of set out a larger scale structure, and also some things to do with musical material and like the flexibility of the musical material. So I remember in the last installment I played some music that I had been sort of fooling around with, where it was the same sort of tune essentially, but at different speeds and at different sort of with different emotional characteristics. And I was playing around with all these things to see, taking one sort of piece of material, or a set of pieces of material, how flexible they could be in terms of linking lots of different pieces of poetry together. And it was more sort of theoretical at the time, just a testing out of that idea to see if it would work, and I think it will. And I think I'm still going to go ahead with it. But the main problem at the moment is finding a text. And finding something, and it's not so much just finding, good written words that can be set well to music. I mean, there's a lot of great poetry that you can set to music, but more finding something that sort of all at the same time fits well with what Viva want to do in their season, and what I feel about what Viva are doing in their season, and having something that really sort of has personal resonance, like something that I'm really excited about writing, and at the moment that is proving quite difficult. And a question actually that I got from Matt Gallagher. Hello, Matt. You asked, I'm paraphrasing here because I wrote it down really quickly, but that the music, it looked like in the process that the music was coming before the text, and was that a personal thing that I do? The answer would be no. And in a way, maybe that just... that's what the problem has been, is that I've had some very clear ideas about what I wanted to do structurally, and I've kind of had to set them, not necessarily set them aside, but kind of stand back from them in a sense, like to think really more abstractly about those structural ideas, to let them become sort of a little bit more distant, so that, you know, once I found a text that I'm really sort of you know, turned on by, that it will find a way through those structural ideas to kind of become a more concrete musical idea. I hope that's not too rambling. Probably is, but whatevs. Yeah, so that's been the main problem at the moment. And I've looked through some texts. I'm really kind of strongly attracted to some sets of or a set of 11 poems by Lorca, Federico Garcia Lorca, the Spanish poet, who you might know from the movie with Robert Pattinson as Dali called Little Ashes. Or you might know because he's just a wonderful poet and you've read his poems. At the moment, I'm quite strongly drawn towards these poems, and I'm thinking of setting them, but I'm not really quite sure. So, sorry to be really vague, but I thought rather than sort of, you know, do a vlog installment where I had really concrete ideas, I would just verbalise, and I thought I'd do that rather than do one that was almost lecture-like, because I'm not that clear yet on what's going to happen. So I hope if any of you have any sort of questions or ideas that could help shape certain things, please do send them my way. That could be really interesting, I think, and helpful. Okay, so bye for now.